A lot of coaching news come out today, and I think one of the things that got slipped under the cracks was the Panthers owner David Tepper. He actually stated he's trying to end the Old Boys Network. Still doesn't make anything when almost 99.9% of the owners are white. Still Old Boys Network. But he mentioned that, hey, the decision of the Panthers hiring Frank Wright was one that he didn't make himself. It was well thought out. It wasn't because anything that Steve Wilkes did, and I think that's maybe the reason why Steve Wilkes went out kind of quiet. I think that the way they did, they gave him a fair shot, they gave him an opportunity. Hiring Frank Wright, when it's funny, like Frank Wright has the look of being good, and you have sometimes a lot of these old white coaches in the NFL that, you feel like they're Super Bowl winning coach, just because of the resume of offensive coordinator. It's the difference between an offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator, and as you can see, Frank Wright has had trouble. But the Panthers owner David Tepper goes on to say, despite hiring Frank Wright over Steve Wilkes as a Team 6 head coach, insists that he's doing what he can to break up the Old Boys Network in the NFL. So there's currently 3 black coaches in the NFL. Of course, Todd Bowles, Mike Tomlin, and then recently hired D'Amico Ryans. Mike McDaniel considers himself, identifies as biracial, and I identify as a cat. So we'll count him, right? And I apparently have 9 lives. No, I don't. So Frank Wright, who's white, they hired him, but this is what he said. He said he pointed to his executive team that includes his wife, Nicole, the chief administrative officer, a white woman, Christy Coleman, the chief administrative officer, which is a white woman, Keisha Smith, this is a black woman who is a vice president who oversees human resources, and Tanya Taylor, a general counsel who is a black woman. So you have a team of essentially 4 women, 2 white, 2 black, and one male. Now, I don't know what biases go on, right? And diversity is not just this. It's not only just skin colors, other factors. But I think that it is a decent, diverse group he has there. And I can't get, if that's what he truly did, you can't get mad at that process. Because he's trying to take steps, and what we want to see is owners take steps. NFL's done everything they could, right? This is the owners' league. NFL's done everything they could, and they're trying. This is maybe something he's taking a step. He says, how do you break that Old Boys Network? How do you break the process? You break the process by trying to get the best people possible in every role you can do, whether it's the new general counsel we hired, who happens to be an African American woman, whether it's happens to be Frank Wright, who's a Caucasian male. So he says every year we get into these NFL meetings, and every year they put in some new rules to benefit the offense. Every single year, Tepper said, and it's going to end. It's never going to end, and the reason it is, scoring brings eyeballs, right? That's what the league is about, getting eyeballs. And we know offenses is. It's all about the offense in the NFL. We talk about Tom Brady, we talk about these quarterbacks, the scoring, Patrick Mahomes. Every rule over the past 20, 25 years has been made it easier for the offense to score, right? And people like scoring. Because people are so, people don't understand. Most people who watch football don't understand football, right? So the scoring is what draws them, is what's attractive to them, etc. Right? Hey, look, I'm not mad at you. That's what it is. So you marvel at these good defenses, right? You don't see the low scoring games. So but this is the thing. He talked about how defense is important, right? Then he says, Tepper never addressed whether the defensive-minded Wilkes had a legitimate shot at the job because of the direction of the search. Wilkes led the Carolina 6-6 to a 6-6 finish after Matt Rhule was fired, following a 1-4 start. So he said he had a legitimate shot. He did a heck of a job leading this team. He's a great man. He said that he made this advantage hiring offensive-minded coaches. which doesn't, it's baffling to me because it's easy to play all, it's easy to have an offensive coach if you have decent personnel, but the defense is a challenge. So I don't understand his logic. Hey, it's an offensive league, so it's an offensive league, but we gonna hire offensive coach and not worry about our defense. Like I don't get not hiring a coach who's a defensive minded coach. So there's some contradictions in his words. Do I think that he ultimately took a step? I do think that Tepper took a step forward with the council. We'll see how this evolves. At the same time, it doesn't make sense to his logic behind why he hired Frank Wright over over Steve Wilks. And if you want an offensive minded coach, just hire a solid offensive coordinator. Why not keep Wilks, who's a defensive minded coach, and then hire Frank Wright as offensive coordinator, which he was highly successful at when he wasn't the head coach. So there's more to a head coach than just being an offensive mind. There's more than a head coach just being a defensive mind. When it comes to being a head coach, there has to be something that you rally the guys up, rally the team up. That it's an it factor. It's not just being a guru. And I think that the NFL owners are going off the buzz, the buzz situations or coaches that happen to be hot at the time, and they hire him frenzy. So, but yeah, we'll see how this evolves. I'm definitely paying attention to it. I'm sure you guys are paying attention to it. But hey, look, thank you for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and hit that like button. I appreciate you.